सब्सक्राइब करें हमारा यूट्यूब चैनल, बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें, जिससे आगे आने वाले सभी यूट्यूब अपडेट्स, वीडियोस, नोटिफिकेशंस आपको मिलते रहें।
Good morning friends, welcome to Parishkar family. We have already discussed section A and section B. Now today we are going to discuss the second part, that is section C, that is related to literature. Let's start with literature. This is the C section of your paper. This kind of paper you will receive. Read the text carefully and answer the question. There will be a poem. एक poem है आपके सामने. The little old house was out with a little new shed in front at the edge of the road where the traffic sped, a roadside stand that too pathetically pled. It would not be fair to say for a dole of bread, but for some of the money, the case whose flows supports the flower of cities from sinking and withering friends. So this is a beautiful poem, and there will be some questions like this. Where was the new shed put up? This is the first question. Where was the new shed put up? So behind the house, in front of the house, beside the house, at the door of the house. You have first read the poem carefully and then you have to answer these questions. कि आपको पहले पोएम को बहुत अच्छे तरीके से पढ़ना है, बहुत डीपली पढ़ना है, उसके बाद में आपको उसके आंसर्स देने हैं. ठीक है. बिहाइंड द हाउस, इन फ्रंट ऑफ हाउस, बिसाइड द हाउस, एट द डोर ऑफ द हाउस. सो in front of the house, the shed put up in front of the house. Okay. Next question. Who are referred to as the power of cities? Who are referred to as the power of city? Who were referred to as the power of cities? The poor people, the elite class, the village people, the people living in cities. Who were referred as the power of cities? The elite class, the higher class. The high class is regarded as the power of cities. Next question. Find a synonym of the word decay. We have to find a synonym of the word decay from the extract and we have to focus that particular extract. हमें extract पे focus करके इस particular word का synonym search करना है, find out करना है. Withering, fresh, improvement and progress. क्या होता है decay? What is decay? Decay that means कि कुछ चीज खराब हो रही है, decay हो रही है, decline हो रही है. What can it be? So withering means decay. Okay. Next question. Complete the following analogy correctly. A roadside stand that too pathetically pled. Personification. Polished traffic. ये क्या है? Roadside stand too pathetically pled. ये है एक personification है. तो polished traffic क्या होगा? A roadside stand that too pathetically pled is personification. What is personification? When we personify something, non-living thing को when we personify, उसको person का एक qualities हम जब attribute कर देते हैं, that is called personification. तो polished traffic क्या होगा? What will be the polished? कौन सा figure of speech होगा polished traffic? So it will be transferred epithet. ट्रांसफर्ड एपिथेट. ट्रांसफर्ड एपिथेट में क्या होता है कि आप कोई किसी चीज की क्वालिटी दूसरी चीज की क्वालिटी के अंदर आप एट्रीब्यूट कर देते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसफर्ड एपिथेट. ठीक है. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ एक्सट्रैक्ट चूज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन विद रेफरेंस 1 and 2 गिवन बिलो. फर्स्ट और सेकंड में से रेफरेंस जो हमने दिए गए हैं उसमें आंसर्स हमें फाइंड आउट करने हैं कि फर्स्ट सही है कि सेकंड सही है. फर्स्ट ट्रू और सेकंड इज फॉल्स, फर्स्ट फॉल्स और सेकंड इज ट्रू, बोथ आर ट्रू, बोथ आर फॉल्स. वी हैव टू फाइंड इट आउट आफ्टर रीडिंग द एक्सट्रैक्ट. द कंडीशन ऑफ द शेड अराउज्ड ऑन वंस पिटी. द ऑनर ऑफ द शेड शॉट favors from the city people. What will be the answer? First is true but second is false. Second is true but first is false. Second is the reason for first. Both 1 and 2 cannot be inferred from the extract. क्या होगा इसका आंसर? First is true but second is false. This one is true and this is false. So this will be the answer. Next question. Identify the phrase from the extract that suggests a similar meaning to that of the underline. ठीक है. The villagers were striving to earn a square meal. A square meal का मतलब क्या हुआ? ये पूछा गया है इसके अंदर. What is the meaning of square meal? The villagers were striving to earn a square meal. Full meal, dole of bread, a crossing, tasty meal or dish? What will be the answer? So the answer will be full meal. Villagers जो थे वो इतना पॉवर्टी था उनके सामने कि वो जो एक फुल मील था वो भी वो रिसीव नहीं कर पा रहे थे. ठीक है. रीड द टेक्स्ट केयरफुली. अगेन वी हैव अनदर पोएम. दूसरी पोएम हमारे सामने है. इसके और क्वेश्चंस हमारे सामने आएंगे. And looked out young trees sprinting and mercy children spinning out of their homes, but after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her van, pale as a late winter's noon, and felt that old familiar ache. What is the most likely reason of the poet capitalizing young trees? What is the reason of capitalizing young trees? Young trees जो हैं उनको कैपिटलाइज करने का जो ब्लॉक लेटर्स में अगर लिखा है तो क्यों लिखा है पोइट ने? टू कन्वे अ क्लियर मीनिंग, हाईलाइट द एडजेक्टिव नाउन कॉम्बिनेशन, एनहेंस द कॉन्ट्रास्ट, ड्रॉ अ कनेक्शन विद द टाइटल. व्हाट इज द रीजन? सो द रीजन इन टू एनहेंस द कॉन्ट्रास्ट. यंग और ट्रीज दोनों को एनहेंस किया है उन्होंने, पोइट ने, टू एनहेंस द कॉन्ट्रास्ट शो करने के लिए. ठीक है. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द एक्सट्रैक्ट, choose the correct option with reference to the two statements given below. Two statements जैसे पहले already we have already got this type of question. हमें already मिल चुका है इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन लास्ट वाले सेक्शन के अंदर, और सेम क्वेश्चन हमें यहाँ पे मिला है. तो इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन आने की बहुत चांसेस होते हैं कि दो आपको ऑप्शन देंगे और कौन सा सही है कौन सा गलत है. ठीक है. The poet knows her mother has aged. She is stuck with the pain of separation. कौन सा सही है इसके अंदर? Which one is true? One can be inferred from the extract but second cannot. ये बताना है कि कौन सा ऑप्शन करेक्ट है कौन सा ऑप्शन करेक्ट नहीं है. Second can be inferred from the extract but one cannot. Both 1 and 2 can be inferred from the text extract. Second is the reason for 1 and can be inferred from the extract. What will be the answer? क्या आंसर होगा इसका? That the second is the reason for first. She is stuck with the pain of separation. This is the reason why the poet knows her mother has aged. This is the reason for first and can be inferred from the extract. Extract से इसको समझा जा सकता है. ठीक है. Next question is choose the option that completes the sentence given below. Just as the brightness of the winter's moon is veiled behind the haze and mist, similarly, the pain of separation has shaded mother's expression. The age has fogged mother's youthful appearance. Growing up has developed a seasoned maturity in the poet. Memories warm the heart like the pale moon in winter. What will be the answer? जिस तरीके से ब्राइटनेस जो होती है, विंटर्स की ब्राइटनेस जो होती है मून से वेल हो जाती है, कमजोर पड़ जाती है, कम हो जाती है, क्या उसी तरीके से जो मदर का पेन है वो एक्सप्रेशन है वो किस वजह से शेड हो चुका है? एज की वजह से हो गया है, और या फिर पेन ऑफ सेपरेशन की वजह से हो गया है, या फिर मैच्योरिटी की वजह से हो गया है, या फिर उनके मेमोरीज और वार्मथ और हर्ट है वो पेल हो चुके हैं क्योंकि मून में इन विंटर्स में. क्या इसका आंसर हो गया? बिकॉज शी इज वेरी एजेड. तो एज की वजह से क्या हो गया? उनके जो यूथफुल अपीयरेंसेस जो हैं वो फॉग हो चुके हैं, कम हो चुके हैं, डल पड़ चुके हैं. ठीक है. चूज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन आउट ऑफ 1 गिवन बिलो. सिमिली. सो यहाँ पे पार्ट्स फिगर ऑफ स्पीच दिया हुआ है एंड देन यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट इट्स करेक्ट, कौन सा इसके अंदर से करेक्ट है, कौन सा सही दिया गया है. ठीक है. सिमिली, द मर्सी चिल्ड्रन स्पिनिंग, मेटाफर ओल्ड फैमिलियर एक, मेटाफर पेल एज लेट विंटर्स मून, इमेजरी यंग ट्रीज sprinting, imagery all I did was smile, personification the mercy children spinning, personification young trees sprinting, simile pale as a late winter's moon. कौन सा इसमें करेक्ट होगा? क्या ये सही सिमिली का एग्जाम्पल है या ये सही मेटाफर का एग्जाम्पल है? और दिस वन, सो ये आपको सामने एग्जाम्पल्स दिए गए हैं, यू हैव टू फाइंड इट आउट कि करेक्ट एग्जाम्पल आपके सामने कौन सा है. ठीक है. So personification is young trees sprinting and simile is pale as the late winter's moon. You know that simile में या तो हमें as मिलेगा या फिर क्या मिलेगा? वी विल फाइंड लाइक और एज. ठीक है. What do young sprinting trees signify? What is the meaning? What does the young sprinting trees signify? क्या signify करते हैं young sprinting trees? Active, cheerful, bright, all of these. What does it signifies? Active, cheerful, bright, or all of these. So all of these. They signifies all of these. ठीक है. Familiar ache refers to the poet's fear. Familiar ache refers to the poet's fear. Which fear? Childhood. Familiar ache refers to the poet's childhood fear. Next we have text. एक पैराग्राफ है हमारे पास में जिसके क्वेश्चंस, जैसे अभी 2 हम पोएम कर चुके हैं और उसके बाद में एक पैराग्राफ हमारे सामने आए हैं, एक स्टेंजा आया है, एक पैराग्राफ आया है कि इसमें इसको पढ़ने के बाद में कुछ आंसर्स हमें करने होंगे. ठीक है. आई क्राइड अलाउड शेकिंग माई हेड ऑल द वाइल अंटिल आई फेल्ट द कोल्ड ब्लेड्स ऑफ द सीजर्स अगेंस्ट माई नेक एंड द हर्ट दैम ग्रॉन ऑफ वन ऑफ माई थिक ब्रेड. ये कुछ एक सेल्फ एक्सपीरियंस है जो रिलेटेड है रिमूविंग द ब्रेड्स और दैट मीन्स द रिमूविंग द ब्रेड्स, और इसके रिलेटेड कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं. देन आई लॉस्ट माई स्पिरिट. चूज द ऑप्शन डज नॉट रेफर टू स्पिरिट. स्पिरिट से रिलेटेड कौन सा ऑप्शन नहीं है? रिजॉल्व, एनर्जी, डिटर्मिनेशन, इंडिफरेंस, एंथुजियाज्म, विल पावर. which one is not referring to spirit? Spirit से related कौन सा नहीं है? So 1, 3 and 6. Resolve is not related to spirit. Determination is not related to spirit, and willpower is not related to spirit. Okay. Next is choose the correct option with reference to the 2 statements given below. Statement 1 is the author had been subjected to humiliation when she was separated from her mother. Second statement is nobody was able to ease her distress and empathize with her. ये 2 statement हमारे सामने हैं. Statement 1 is true but statement 2 is false. Statement 1 is false but statement 2 is true. Both the statements cannot be inferred from the passage. Both the statements 1 and 2 statement can be inferred from the passage. What will be the answer? Both the statement 1 and statement 2 can be inferred from the passage. दोनों statements जो हैं वो कि passage से बहुत clearly समझे जा सकते हैं, ऐसा इस आंसर के अंदर है. The next question is what is the tone of the given extract? Tone क्या है? What is the tone of the given extract? तो what is the tone? इसकी जो थीम है, जो टोन है, किस टाइप से ये जो पोएम लिखी गई है, क्या इसका बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, क्या इसकी टोन है? द टोन कैन बी डिसमल हो सकती है, इट इज ग्लूमी ऑल्सो, इट इज डिप्रेसिंग एंड ऑल्सो सोम्बर. द 4 ऑप्शंस आपको दिए गए हैं, चारों ही इसकी क्या है? टोन है. ठीक है. द पोएम द एक्सट्रैक्ट इज डिसमल, ग्लूमी, डिप्रेसिंग एंड सोम्बर. ठीक है. Complete the sentence appropriately with reference to the extract. In her community, dash hair was worn by mourners and cowards wore dash. So उसके अंदर से जो extract दिया गया है उसके अंदर से हमें निकालना था इस 2 words को. In her community, short hairs were worn by mourners and cowards wore singed. Next is again we have a stanza or a extract. I got to wishing that you were right. Then I got to believe you were right. And clearly it's true. I found the 3rd level. I have been here 2 weeks and right now down the street at the Delays someone is playing the piano and they are all out on the porch singing Sing Nelly Home. Who is I refer to? ये आपका एक्सट्रैक्ट लिया गया है जो कि आपका टेक्स्ट अवेलेबल है आपकी टेक्स्ट बुक्स के अंदर, उससे कोई एक एक्सट्रैक्ट लिया गया है. आई कौन है यहाँ पे? हु इज आई? सैम, केयरलीज ग्रैंडफादर, जैक फेंगले. तो आई कौन है यहाँ पे? ये आपने चैप्टर पढ़ा होगा तो उसके बाद में आप यू कैन एनालाइज दैट कि हु इज आई इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्सट्रैक्ट. तो सैम इज रेफर्ड एज आई. whom the I addressed you. आई ने किसको एड्रेस किया? एज यू. आई ने किसको एड्रेस किया है? एज यू. सो केयरली I addressed clearly. Okay. Where has I been for 2 weeks? Where has the I been for 2 weeks? I was in Galesburg for 2 weeks. So this is the answer. These questions are from your text, available text. से. Why has the I been for 2 weeks? I had found the third level. I had also lost the way. I had never found the third level. I was still trying to find a way out. So what will be the answer? I had found the third level. I had found the third level. Okay. So next again we have extract. I will learn to drive a car. He answered looking straight into my eyes. So एक extract है आपके सामने और इसमें से again कुछ questions आपके सामने आने वाले हैं. This type of question there will be. The line dream looms like a merge amidst the dust of streets indicates that his dream was. क्या indicate करता है? A mirage amidst the dust of street. A reality yet seemed distant, lost in the sea of dust, illusory and indistinct, hanging in the dusty air. What will be the answer? Illusory and the indistinct. Okay. I will learn to drive a car. He answers, looking straight into my eyes. This sentence highlights Mukesh was determined, fearless, hopeful, valiant, ambitious and stern. So, I will learn to drive a car. He answers, looking, I will learn to drive the car. क्या बता रहा है ये this particular sentence? I will learn the car, drive the car. क्या से क्या होगा? 1 and 5th. Ambitious, he is ambitious, he is determined. He determined है कि वो उसको ये चीज करनी है, उसको कार सीखनी है, उसको कार चलाना ड्राइविंग करना सीखना ही है. ठीक है. Identify the poetic device used in the underlined phrase with the inference. His dream looms like a mirage amidst. Mirage में से देखना है हमें कि कौन सा poetic device यूज किया गया है. Amidst the dust of street that fill his town फिरोजाबाद. सिमिली है, मेटाफर है, इमेजरी है, पर्सोनिफाइड है. Like a mirage. So, like a mirage. What it can be? Very simple. Simile. We know that in simile we use like or as. This is the identification for simile. We use like or as. Rationalize to support the given fact. Every other family in Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. Rationalize करना है हमें to support the given fact. हमें अपना एक व्यू देना है. We have to give our own point of view. The majority of population in Firozabad is involved in bangle making. The majority of population in Firozabad is involved in bangle making. ठीक है? So complete the sentence with an appropriate example explanation as per the extract. Mukesh dash being rebuilt. Mukesh dash was being rebuilt. क्या होगा इसका आंसर? House और home. मुकेश हाउस और होम was being rebuilt. मुकेश का जो होम था, हाउस था, वो rebuilt किया गया. Based on the above extract, choose the statement is true about the people of Firozabad. People of Firozabad के बारे में जो भी sentence दिए गए हैं उनमें से true sentence हमको find out करना है. The people of Firozabad were aware of the legalities of child labor. Firozabad was the city of dream for them. Bangle making was a leisure for the people of Firozabad. They would be halted up by the police if they complained. What will be the answer? They would be hauled up by the police if they complained. So again we have an extract from your textbook and there are some questions related to that extract. Which of the following can be attributed to Mr. Hamill's declaration about the French language? Which of the following can be attributed to Ms. M. Hamill's declaration about the French language? Subject expertise, nostalgic pride, factual accuracy, patriotic magnification. So, patriotic magnification. ठीक है? That will be the answer. Based on the above extract, choose the statement that is not true. Explanation as why France found the grammar lesson easy. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन जिसमें कि आपको फाइंड आउट करना होगा कि ट्रू कौन सा है, ट्रू स्टेटमेंट कौन सा है, स्टेटमेंट का सही करेक्शन कौन सा है, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आपको ज्यादा मिलने वाले हैं आपके एग्जाम पेपर में. Franz was paying a careful attention in the class this time. M. Hamel was being extremely patient and calm in his teaching. Franz was inspired and had the clearest and meaning and proposed in learning. Franz realized that French was the clearest and the most logical language. So, French realized that French was the clearest and the most logical language. Okay? Identify the textual clue that allows the reader to infer that French was receptive that day. So all he said seems to so easy. उसने so easy पूरा दिन यही बोलता रहा कि French is so easy, French is so easy, French is so easy to learn. तो ये क्या हो गया कि French was receptive that all. Replace the underlined word with the antonym phrase from the extract. It was advised to dissociate from their mother tongue. Dissociate का हमें we have to find out the antonym from the extract. What will be the answer? Hold fast. Hold fast. Okay. Language is like the dash to the prison of enslavement. Language is like the dash to the imprisonment of enslavement. Which of the following feature is not ascribed to the French language by M. Hamel? It was the most beautiful language in the world. It was the widely spoken language in the world. It was the clearest language in the world and it was the most logical language in the world. Already हम लोग देख चुके हैं कि language is the like the key to the prison of the enslavement and as it was the widely spoken language in the world. Okay. Answer the 5 of the following question in 40 to 50 words. We have to do 40 to 50 words. May we have to find out the questions. We have to answer the following questions in 40 to 50 words. From where did the paddler get the idea of the word being a rat trap? Write your answer in context of the rat trap. Rat trap जो है, rat trap का से related हमें context जो है वो हमें बताना है कि from where did the paddler get the idea of the word being a rat trap? Write your answer in the context of the rat trap. During one of his usual plogging, the paddler thought on the subject of rat traps. It presents him with the idea of the word being a rat trap and grew fond of thinking this way. So, you can write your answer in this type of language. You can use this kind of language and you can write your answer effectively. Life is what it is all about. How is keeping quiet related to life? How is keeping quiet is related to life? Life is all about living and let others live. Life should not have any associations with that. We fail to understand that world peace and harmony are hampered by our activities, and it is the time we think of some situations for the problems existing in the world. We have created a threat to humanity. Our life depends on our activities, so we should just do constructive things by including in self introspections. Okay, so this is the way you can write your answer. If you get question like life is what it is all about, you can write answer in this kind of language. What spread the pall for despondence over the dark spirits? How it is removed? Man makes his life miserable and full of suffering because of his own actions. The pall of despondency is the sadness that a result of what he does. A thing of beauty works wonder by removing the cover of gloom that engulfs man, and we weave a flowery worth of to remind us of our connection to nature. But one often forgets his connection in the turmoil of life. Beauty lies in the lap of nature that can replenish our soul. Okay? Did Sophie really meet Danny Casey? Sophie did not meet Danny Casey in reality. She made up the story of her encounter with Danny Casey only to seek the attention of her brother Geoff. She had to continue with her false story in front of Jenny as well. She was a daydreamer and kept on fantasizing about having a date with Danny Casey. So, did Sophie really meet Danny Casey? इसका आंसर ये इस तरीके से है. Shabu is described as a many-sided genuine. List 4 of his special abilities. These are the questions related to your text. जो आपको टेक्स्ट दी हुई हैं, जो आपके टेक्स्ट बुक्स चल रही हैं अभी, उससे रिलेटेड कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं. Shabu had many abilities. His 4 special abilities were as follow. Shabu was happy soul and had a ability to look cheerful at all the times. He was loyal and loyalty made him his entire creativity to his principal's advantage. Filmmaking was quite easy with Shabu's around due to his nature. Third is Shabu's literary talent ran to being a poet and novelist too. Apart from this, he was an amazing actor. He had a he is a charitable and loving nature. So, next question is state the reason for the huge success of the novel, The Name of the Rose. What is the reason of the huge success of the novel, The Name of the Rose? There is no one reason for the huge success of novel, The Name of the Rose. Umberto Eco himself called its success a mystery. It is possible that this detective story that delved into the metaphysics, theology and medieval history interested the readers. It interested the readers because the time in which it was written was most appropriate, neither the decade earlier nor the decade later. बहुत ही perfect time पे लिखी अम्बर्टो इको ने इस novel को, The Name of the Rose. That is why it is so famous or so successful. How did Antarctica amaze the writer when he first saw it? Journey to the End of the Earth. When the writer first saw Antarctica, he was amazed by its vastness and immense white landscape. It was an endless blue horizon, and the fact that it was isolated from the rest of the world created an added sense of the wonder and mystery about the continent. अंटार्कटिका को जब पहली बार देखा तो कैसा फील हुआ रिसर्चर्स को? तो this is the answer. What led the Maharaja to start out on a tiger hunt? What led the Maharaja to start out on a tiger hunt? It was a prediction made by the state astrologer at the time of his birth that led the Maharaja to hunt for a tiger. The Maharaja knew the old saying that killing even a cow in the self-defense was not sin. So, in order to save his own life and prove the astrologer's prediction wrong, he started shooting the tigers and found in the forest of his state. So, this led Maharaja to start out a tiger hunt. What were the writers feeling on reaching Antarctica? The writer's first emotion on reaching Antarctica was that relief. First emotion क्या था writer का? Relief. He felt revealed and have set foot on the Antarctica continent after over 100 hours. Then he experienced a sense of amazement on seeing its vastness and immense white landscape, which dazzled his eyes. Physical disability brings about the sense of alienation in the mind of person more than it cause pain or inconvenience. Can he be treated in the same fashion as the normal person? Write your answer in the context of the chapter on the face of it. So, this is a question कि physical जो disability होती है वो किस तरीके से किसी ह्यूमन बीइंग को परेशान करती है, क्या हमें इक्वली ट्रीट करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए? We have to comment our own views. A physical disability brings about the sense of alienation in the mind of person or that cause pain and inconvenience. The play on the face of it focuses our attention on the physical pain and mental anguish of the person suffering from some physical impairment. The playwright Susan Hill presents the two leading characters an old man and a small boy having different sort of physical disabilities. दो कैरेक्टर्स हैं इसके अंदर, इस प्ले के अंदर मेन कैरेक्टर सुजन हिल, प्ले राइट जो सुजन हिल है उन्होंने प्रेजेंट किए हैं. द ओल्ड मैन मिस्टर लैम हैज अ tin leg and it does hurt him when it comes off. Then he gets used to it. He feels pain now and then. In wet weather, he finds it inconvenient to run, to climb a tree or a ladder. He lives all alone in the big house with a garden. The boy Jerry has one sided of his face badly burned by acid. He feels physical pain. After discharge from the hospital, he feels hurt at the attitude of the people. They regard his face as horrible and ugly, show signs of being scared and avoid his presence. In short, he is disliked. If he not hated, he is not accepted as an ordinary member of society. So he does not like people to look at him. It is clear that the sense of alienation that these disabled persons feel cause them constant pain. Such persons expect kind and considerate behavior from others. They do not want tears, sympathy or pity. They dislike being pointed at, nicknamed, mocked or made fun of. They only demand reasonable behavior from others, full of appropriations of their difficulties. So this is the question. You can give your own views regarding these type of questions. The second question in option is, what will distress shadow do to get rid of the man from the enemy? With the injured American's health gradually improving, Dr. Sadlow and Hannah were in the fix as to what should be done with him. Their loyal servants had left them, and keeping them in their house could pose a threat to their lives. As Hannah's impatience and distress grew, Dr. Sadlow revealed the matter to the general, who decided to send assassins to kill the young American in his sleep. Keen to getting rid of the escaped war prisoners, Dr. Sadlow agreed. However, the matter could not be resolved because the assassins never came. Dr. Sadlow then planned to another way to get rid of him, which was overpowered with sympathy and distant gratitude towards the people he had been linked to in America. He decided to save his patient on one more time. He secretly sent him to an isolated island with food, bottled water, clothes, a blanket and his own flashlight on a boat, from where he boarded a Korean ship to freedom and safety. Okay. So again we have another question. How did Douglas experience the YMCA pool affected him, and how did overcome his fear of water? Douglas' experience at the YMCA pool had a far-reaching effect on him. It left him weak and terrified. It haunted him till later in life. It ruined his fishing trips and deprived him of the joy and canoeing, boating and swimming. He was never able to go back into water again. He tried to avoid it whenever he could, but whenever he went to a pool, the tailor that seized him in the pool would come back. His legs would become paralyzed. Icy horror would grab his heart. This handicap stayed with Douglas for years. Finally, one October, he decided to employ an instructor and learn to swim. The instructor gradually built a swimmer out of the Douglas by making him practice 5 days a week. An hour each day, he taught him the techniques with the help of a cable, and also taught him to breathe underwater. To remove his residual doubts about his fear of water, Douglas went up to Conard Creek Trail to Medal Glacier and swam across the other shore and back. He then shouted with joy, and finally having conquered the fear. This is how he conquered his fear. I explain her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with the ordeals she was mastered by. Aunt Jennifer's tiger. This is the line from Aunt Jennifer Strager. These lines convey an aunt's complete submission to the oppressive authority of her husband. The fear of her husband has gone so deep into her being that even death cannot liberate her from the chains of her mental separation. Memories of her husband, tortures and atrocities which led her into humiliating slavery continues to haunt her even after her death. So this is how you will get these kind of questions in your question papers, and this is how you have to write these answers of these questions so you can get good marks, effective marks. You have to write effectively, you have to tell कि ये आंसर को हमने इतना इफेक्टिवली लिखा है और इस तरीके से हमने इस आंसर को अटेम्प्ट किया है जिसमें आपको मैक्सिमम मार्क्स दिए जाएं. ठीक है. सो आई होप कि आपको ये जो भी हमने सैम्पल पेपर तैयार किया है आपको बहुत हेल्प मिलेगी और बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको आपके क्वेश्चन पेपर में इसमें से मिलने वाले हैं. और आई होप कि और इससे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पेपर के साथ में हम लोग फिर मिलने वाले हैं. तब तक के लिए थैंक यू सो मच एंड ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम.